In olden times, in a distant place, far in the mountains of Japan, there lived an old couple. It was New Year's Eve, but they were so poor, they didn't have so much as a grain of rice to make rice cakes for the coming new year. They sat in sad silence. And then the woman spoke. "I've been thinking, why don't you take these bamboo mats to the market, sell them, buy a bag of rice, and I'll make us rice cakes for the coming new year." "Oh, I wouldn't hear of it. Why, it took you so long to weave those mats." "Please take them. We can't eat mats." Well, it was very cold, so the old man put on his thickest clothes, wrapped a warm scarf around his head, and tied the bamboo mats onto his back, and began the walk to the village. And when he arrived at the markets, there were people everywhere, jostling for space and calling out. So he called out, "Mats for sale! Mats for sale! Beautiful bamboo mats for sale!" Nobody wanted to buy his mats. They were buying fish and rice cakes, sweets for the new year. "Mats for sale! Hats for sale! Mats for sale! Beautiful bamboo mats for sale! Hats for sale!" Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't see you there. "Oh, please don't apologize. I didn't see you either. What are you selling?" "Oh, I'm selling 5 bamboo mats. But no one wants to buy my hats." "What are you selling?" "Oh, I'm selling bamboo mats, but no one wants to buy my mats." "Well, since no one wants to buy my hats and no one wants to buy your mats, why don't we exchange?" "Oh, that's a splendid idea. Hats for mats and mats for hats. At least I'll be going home with something different. Thank you, and goodbye, goodbye." And the old man turned his back on the village and began the walk back home. Soon he could hardly see one foot in front of the other, but on he trudged. And then, up ahead, he thought he could see some figures standing ever so still in the snow. When he drew closer, he saw there were jitsu statues. Oh, strange, I don't remember seeing them there before. He bowed respectfully. His heart was touched by the sight of them. "I know you're only statues, but still I can't help but think how cold you must be." And he placed a hat on the head of each statue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But there were 6 jitsu. "Oh no, I can't leave your head bare when I've covered all the others." So he unwrapped the scarf from his own head and tied it on the head of the 6th jitsu. "There, I'll tie it nice and tight so it doesn't slip off." And then he hurried on his way home. When his wife heard his footsteps, she rushed to the front door. "Oh, there you are. I've been so worried about you. What happened? And where is the bag of rice? And where is your scarf?" "Oh, my dear wife, I am so sorry. I couldn't sell the bamboo mats for 5 bamboo hats. I got caught in a snowstorm and I came across some jitsu statues. Well, I gave them the hats, but there were 6 jitsu, so I gave the 6th one my scarf. So, well, now there are no hats, there are no mats. I have no scarf, and there is no bag." Oh, I am proud of you. We wanted rice cakes, but we don't need them. We can celebrate with what we have. Come inside and get yourself warm. And that's exactly what they did. They celebrated with what they had, and they were grateful for each other. And all the while, outside, the snow kept falling. And that might have been the end of the story, but it isn't. The snow kept falling, 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 falling. The branches of the trees bent low, and the little house was almost buried in snow. Well, it was around midnight. The woman was woken. Oh, what's that? Do you hear it? What is it? Oh, it's nothing, just the wind, I think. No, there it is again. Oh, and again. Oh, now the old couple were getting really frightened. They crept to the front door. They opened it a crack. And what do you think they saw? A bag, a big bag, full to bursting with fish, rice cakes, sweets, and gold coins. And when they looked out into the snow, they saw 5 jizos in bamboo hats, and one with a warm scarf tied tightly under its chin. Gliding through the snow, they left no tracks, and they never looked back.
That's lovely, Jackie. Very nice. I love, because it's funny, I've actually just come from telling the story, but because I had other stuff that I had to carry, I just brought the pictures down. I didn't bring the frame. And what I get from watching you, I just love the opening and the ending of the story, how the frame, I mean, it does, literally frames the story and creates that sense of magic as you open up, and then closing as the wonderful sense of conclusion.
Absolutely, and the cards are designed so you can move them and reveal them or close them again. I mean, this story, it just keeps going, but you know, you can, some stories you give the kids a little bit of a and close it.
Yeah.
Make the cards jiggle if there's movement in the story. So,
sure, of course.
Yeah, there's simple technology, but you can still have a lot of fun.
Again, the magic of playing that slow reveal.
Yeah,
it's very nice, and it changes the rhythm too. I guess, similarly to in a movie, how whether you play your scenes, your jump cuts, or whether they are slow scenes, you're changing the pacing of your story, and it's just another thing to think about.
And this is a beautiful traditional Japanese story. It's bought off the shelf, but I've got to say, a lot of the stories I do, I do the pictures myself. Because I think that's part of the fun, and also, I just like the idea of everything being crafted by the storyteller. So it's not artwork, but maybe I can show you that another time. And the kamishibai was made by a friend of mine, an elderly gentleman who is retired, and it's made from recycled Australian eucalyptus. So this is very much an Aussie.
My understanding is that this would be like, fixed on the back of a bicycle, and the guy would cycle around, right?
One for my bike, which I made from heavy-duty cardboard and paper mache.
Wow. Okay, that would be fun to see that. But again, I think having the frame, you can imagine that wherever you are, there's a distracting background, and by having the doors and the flap over the top, it really just isolates the artwork, the pictures, so that you can really see them without whatever is on the street going behind.
Yeah.
So good.
And when we talk about, I know I've worked with kids with, who are struggling cognitively, largely because of trauma, and I find the kamishibai really focuses. And when I work with my collaborator, who's a musician,
Mm.
when we're delivering a story, we're delivering something visual, something oral, music, and then of course we often do call and response, so we're getting repetition. And I've found that the kamishibai engages these kids in a way that I would never have imagined.
Sure. No.
And I think it's because of that multimodal thing. Tara McGowan's book and her thesis is excellent. The multiple literacies of kamishibai.